Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think he could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible. Financial geniuses. Monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
I'd like to talk with you guys a little bit about what is happening surrounding Adam Silver, because you guys say don't follow the legend, Nick Saban, don't follow the legend, Bill Belichick, and the way Adam Silver followed the legend, David Stern, was by being so bold, or appearing so bold, I should say, appearing so bold, because when he took the team from Donald Sterling, it was actually a very easy decision because all the other owners wanted him to do that because they hated Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling was an embarrassment to all the other owners for a long time.
Except for Mark Cuban, funny enough.
And the position that Adam Silver now finds himself in is an interesting one, because I thought once upon a time he was a progressive, modern leader who was younger than David Stern, who would be allied to the players, more gentle, wouldn't be iron-fisted dictator.
You don't believe that anymore?
Well, he's just gotten old, right? Adam Silver has aged during the tenure in a way that might make him make a few of the mistakes that he made when he called it a highlight league. He's walked some of that back here recently because he had to. When you've signed this much in television contracts, you cannot tell your television partners that it's a highlight league on the internet. Let's listen to Adam Silver walking some of that back before we get to some other Adam Silver comments, because he's been caught off guard by Pablo Torre's reporting that is so thorough that it has showed that Adam Silver benefited from a soft media for the last few years, that he's smarter than usually in the way that we cover some of these things, but he's been behind Pablo Torre, and Pablo Torre has made some of the things that he has said look bad with new information. But let's get some walking back here, some backpedaling on Adam Silver calling his league a highlight league.
A portion of the question, the end of the question, was about the impact of social media. That's what I was answering on our sport. And what I was saying in a very positive way, and I don't think I think it's additive to those who watch our games live and increase the likelihood that they'll watch our games live. By saying highlights based, I meant, when I watch the traditional sports center, and they have the top 10 plays and 5 of those are NBA plays, I'm like, yeah, I'm not thinking like, oh, damn, like more highlights are being promoted from our league. I mean, conventionally, the reaction that was like, that's really good. It's a live game full of highlights. I mean, by definition, highlights aren't necessarily past tense. I mean, like when the NBA games are packed with action, and I guess it was misconstrued, but the point I was trying to make is that there is this community of social media followers, frankly, globally estimated at roughly around 2.5 billion people connect with the NBA in some way.
I think he's full of crap. I think he's full of crap because he says there that, if you remember what the question was, I was answering about social media. I have the question. You want to hear what the question was? This was back after the owners' meeting, which was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. The actual question was, it's becoming very expensive to watch the NBA as a fan, not just to go to games, but also in order to, there's different streaming services you have to subscribe to. Some of the RSNs are expensive. I know there are points of entry for fans to interact with the NBA. There's social media, a lot of younger fans. That is how they're experiencing the sport. But I wonder how much you think about that and how that will shape the next generation of fans. That's a question about cost. He's full of crap.
Not the only time that he's full of crap, because let's go to the original sound that Adam Silver gave us before Pablo Torre's additional reporting that made all of this sound very foolish.
The podcast came out. It was news to me. I'd frankly never heard of the company Aspiration before, and I'd never heard a whiff of anything around an endorsement deal with Kawhi or anything around engagement with the Los Angeles Clippers. So it was all new to me.
And that didn't seem right at the time, and it proved to not be right when Pablo Torre reported what he did. And so this is what Adam Silver had to say after that.
He has said that you have said you hadn't heard of Aspiration before, but a $300 million deal with the team, the team was going to be like a jersey patch sponsor. They had Aspiration on the back of the courtside seats. I think Pablo...
Just to be clear, I'm not sure if I said if I said I never heard of it, I meant in the context of the accusations here. I mean, I certainly was aware of the brand, but I didn't know anything about it.
Got it, yes, because I think just earlier today, Pablo tweeted, he said that because it was a $300 million deal, it was a founding sponsorship agreement. And those, as I would expect, have to be approved at the league level.
Why is he lying? I mean, like you can't be any clearer than, quote, I've never heard of the company Aspiration.
Why is he lying? Because the truth makes everybody look really terrible. The truth, why is everyone lying? Because the truth is, and I know this is complicated thicket of information, because it is rare in my lifetime to see a journalist put in the work in sports that would come close to a smoking gun on things the seventh richest person in the world is trying to hide. Usually we can't get close to those things. The corridors of power in sports and around money in general make it that there is just these giant gulfs between the people who are running sports and the people covering sports. And we're not actually allowed near many of the guard gates, never mind through them. So Pablo Torre's reporting on this, if it is factual that Ballmer put in tens of millions of dollars, should make this one of the biggest sports scandals that we've seen in a decade, and the biggest one in that sport. Non-crime division. And there is, the accusations here are not crimes around
That's a big asterisk. Non-crime division, because there have been a lot of gambling scandals in the NBA, like just these past 2 years.
Well, you tell me.
Sterling was pretty big.
Yes, it was.
I think that was over a decade ago, though, at this point.
Donaghy.
Sterling was pretty big, and I would say that it was pretty big because of what the commissioner did. If the commissioner did the same thing here, this one would be as big. It doesn't have the racial elements, but it would be as big if they got rid of the owner, which they're not going to do.
I'm glad that you mentioned Sterling, because Silver came out of the gates getting a lot of credit for his handling of Donald Sterling and being more progressive than any of the other commissioners when it came to gambling. But in retrospect, that seemed like we were moving in that direction either way. So he bought a lot with how he handled Donald Sterling. Do you remember how poorly he handled Robert Sarver and what the initial punishment was?
I don't remember.
Just a year-long suspension. While Chris Paul and LeBron James came out and heavily criticized what went on with Robert Sarver and how it was allowed to do. You remember what pushed Bud Selig out? It feels like, maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but people weren't happy with that All-Star Game fiasco. The NBA has got its own All-Star Game fiasco. In fact, the NBA has bigger problems right now. Style of play, ratings way down, load management. These are all things that happen on Adam Silver's watch.
This is his NBA.
This is his NBA. And now you add the Kawhi thing to this. Let's not forget the Daryl Morey China thing. There have been a lot of bad things that have happened to this man's resume, when just a few years ago, along the time of Ray Rice, he would have argued easily Roger Goodell is the worst commissioner in sports, and Adam Silver is the best. Shoes on the other foot.
You're right.
Roger Goodell's wholly turned that thing around.
I mean, unless they find actual federal crimes or whatever that have been committed in this, the story's like, in terms of how it's affected the league, it's largely insignificant, right? Like, you have a guy who refuses to play a lot of the time, who went to a team where he didn't really impact anything. They didn't win a championship or anything, and they circumvented a salary cap and, again, didn't really impact any of the results.
Well, it's up to the owners, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, big picture, it's not like, oh, now we need to strip a team of a title. This is the integrity of the game. Like, it hasn't really impacted results very much.
Right, like if they won a title, if they had any kind of actual success, I suppose there'd be a bigger outcry.
I think it depends on what the penalty is, guys. Like, I will.
We don't think there's going to be a big penalty, is what we're saying.
That's a big problem.
Okay, and maybe there won't be.
Sin.
Maybe there won't be a big penalty. I don't know that we can comment on this intelligently, though, until we see what all the reporting is and what the penalty is, because the Donald Sterling story was obviously a salacious, scandalous story because we had audio of racism at a time. Think of the time period this was. Like, race as subject matter was something that it mushroom clouded for reasons that have been happening in this country for the last 10 years at that time. And so you had the scandal there. But what made it the story that it became is, holy shit, a commissioner just came down and took somebody's team. Like, it was the penalty that made it mushroom into the larger story. When you guys talk about a commissioner doing a good job or not, what's the job? Because Goodell was seen as a clown, but was making money for the league. And Adam Silver, while not a clown, Adam Silver found a revenue source in streaming that didn't exist before. And the consequences, if not for streaming, maybe all those things you just mentioned would have actually hurt the dollars because fewer people were watching. But it doesn't matter. The teams are worth more than they've ever been, and the money is rolling in at an unprecedented number.
I don't think you can give them credit for finding streaming when I think they're last to the streaming rights fees. Now, streaming platforms have evolved and have increased resources and a higher priority on getting live sports rights, but the NFL was talking to the streamers well before, and they had their deal with Prime and Netflix. The NHL, like their basically league pass package went to ESPN. MLB had Roku and Tubi. Yeah, we're doing the streaming thing again. They had exclusive, so I don't know how much credit you can give Adam Silver for finding this. But to your point, the saving grace for Roger Goodell when he was in the middle of the Ray Rice stuff and it legitimately felt like he was going to get fired was he kept raising the watermark in terms of rights and what the league was generating, and Adam Silver's done that.
I'm not giving Adam Silver credit for discovering streaming. I'm simply saying that by happenstance, an amount of money has appeared out of nowhere that makes it so that those owners are probably happy with the job Adam Silver's doing, because I will ask you guys again, what is the commissioner's primary job? Because I think we think of it as protect the league, protect the optics, protect the future of the league. And I think the owners say, no, how much cash are you making me right now? That's the number one job of Adam Silver.
No, you're right. I think the average sports fan thinks the commissioner's job is to be in charge of the league, to be like the law and order of the league and be in charge of making sure everything is fair and just. But in pro sports, it's literally the job of the commissioner just to make the owners
But few
money.
sports a decade ago were better positioned for global domination, like the NBA. And that stuff is cool. They've been slow on this expansion to Europe. I don't know if the same energy, because of the things that I outlined, style of play, load management. You don't know if you buy a ticket, you're going to see the stars playing. These are all newer things that have happened on Adam Silver's watch that David Stern, say what you will about the man, I don't think
he was the best.
He would not let this stuff happen when it came to, I buy a ticket to said game.
Yep.
I don't see start because of what? Because they're resting?
He was that commissioner that I just described. We wish or thought that commissioners are supposed to be the ones that keep the league in order and make sure that everything is on the up.
Popovich, I remember where that started. Popovich in Miami let his starters stay in San Antonio, and David Stern thundered in and corrected that. But this is an important distinction you guys are making between how it is that these leagues are led, because I would say that soon after on a commissioner's job, very soon after, on the priority list of make owners money, and David Stern did this very differently, and this has happened quietly under Adam Silver. The owners didn't feel like they were David Stern's boss. They are Adam Silver's boss. And the job of Adam Silver beyond making money is to be the protective buffer. This is all Goodell did at the beginning when there was chaos around him. Hey, make sure this shit doesn't get near Jerry Richardson. Make sure that none of this shit gets close to the money. Just take the hit as the leader of the league so that we're not yelling about any of the owners. Be the protective buffer on this. But here he's compromised because this is an owner everyone loves. And this is an owner who is very much Adam Silver's boss. Like when Steve Ballmer returns Silver's calls a little more slowly than Silver returns Ballmer's calls. That's the way that relationship works.
Yeah.
The money is the power there, and part of the job is protect the owners from being seen as all of this. Protect all of the owners from being covered in the garbage. You take the hit on it.
I mean, it's very clear that Adam Silver is trailing on this story. His answers on it have been bad. When Deflategate is happening, or when the Stephen Ross tampering stuff is happening, Roger Goodell kind of sprang into action. You announce like this investigation panel, and I know that Adam Silver has done that, even though there's ambiguity surrounding that. But he wasn't saying quotes that made things worse. It's a challenge for him to navigate, and I don't think he's navigating it well.
This episode is supported by FX's The Lowdown, starring Ethan Hawke. Allow us to introduce you to Lee Raybon, a quirky journalist / rare bookstore owner / unofficial truth seeker who's always on the tail of his latest conspiracy. This time, his most recent expose puts him head to head with a powerful family that rules Tulsa, meaning only one thing: he must be onto something big. FX's The Lowdown premieres September 23rd on FX. Stream on Hulu.
I'm just trying to live up to the version of me my dogs think I am. Dopey and Izzy, they assume I've got it all together. Meanwhile, I'm Googling, can dogs eat watermelon? While realizing we're out of food and, oh yeah, I forgot the flea meds. Luckily, Chewy had both delivered fast. Now they're well-fed, itch-free, and still think I've got it under control. Thanks to Chewy, trusted by over 20 million pet parents. Chewy makes it easy with over 100,000 products from top brands. Food, treats, beds, toys, you name it. No store trips, no markups. Just fast delivery right to your door, usually in 1 to 2 days. They've even got vet-recommended flea and tick meds. Plus, auto ship, so I never run out of the essentials. Dopey and Izzy think I'm the best when really, it's just Chewy. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewpanions.chewy.com/LeBatard Show. That's chewpanions.chewy.com/LeBatard Show to save $20 on your first order with free shipping. chewpanions.chewy.com/LeBatard Show. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details. Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime Video. This week, an AFC rivalry ignites as the Miami Dolphins battle the Buffalo Bills in a heated division showdown in the Empire State. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with football's best party, TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. Not a Prime member? Not a problem. Simply sign up for a 30-day free trial. It's the Dolphins and the Bills, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Don Le Batard.
To us residents.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty
It's in there. It's better.
You think I haven't been practicing?
Stugotz.
Whoa.
I didn't realize we had a substitute complicated legacy.
Brought to you by Headquarter Toyota. 441 Powerline Road. Second down and 9.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
When you say, Zaslow, that Adam Silver is full of crap, aren't we all? Like, actually, literally, aren't we all full of
You're
crap?
talking about the GI tract? Yes.
I'm talking about how your back hurts when you take a big dump.
What? That's never happened to me, unlike that caller.
I did like his accent, though. Yeah. I got to tell you, I do love that segment, Boldest Take. It's growing on me.
Tony has football observations that he has not made this week, and he is somewhere outside. It is raining outside, and I don't know exactly where he is because I can't see him at this precise moment, but I suspect there he is. I see him on the preview, and soon. Look at that. Look at that landscape. That looks fake behind Tony. That is Freedom behind him. Over his right shoulder, he have Freedom, the Freedom Tower over his left shoulder. What do we do with that Freedom? We waste it. We waste $800 million on that thing over there, over his, that arch that's not a bridge, that is just a useless built thing that is making downtown traffic just awful in Miami. No reason for that. That is just wasteful spending. Downtown Miami is filled with construction because we can only build up. What is that thing behind Tony? It is a giant waste of money. I don't understand why that's there.
Don't forget the flooding.
Oh, and it floods right under there. Yes.
That thing is edging right now.
That would be a useful bridge if, 10 years from now, all of South Florida is underwater, and that's how we were traveling that high up. But it's not a bridge, is it?
It's going to be a bridge.
Is it? Are we sure? You sure it's not just a visual arch? Are you positive?
It's definitely not going to be a bridge.
It's called the Downtown Miami Arch Bridge.
Yeah, but is it a functional bridge, or is it just
when they build the road under it? Like the Golden Gate Bridge, you didn't just snap your finger and then all of a sudden there's a bridge there. You have to build the different portions of the bridge.
So that's what they're going for.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not sure this is structural, though, as a part of the whole bridge thing. I think this is mainly aesthetics,
This
right?
is for a Tom Cruise movie where he's going to like jump across something.
Yeah, we got two people full of shit right now, Adam Silver and Billy. That's not a bridge.
I mean, it's going to be a bridge. It's going to be
the arches
associated
over
with
a
a bridge.
It's whatever you guys want it to be.
I'm trying to back you up here, Billy. I think, but right now, like, it is going to be a bridge. But is this part of like the structure, or is this just aesthetics?
This was part of the thing that'll make you say, "Oh, that's a cool looking bridge. Look, it has this
Right.
over it."
Right.
We
gotta
built
have
this just for Tony's segment.
When this is done 25 years from now, you're going to love it and call it a bridge. Yeah.
So you're assuming South Florida is going to be
25 years from now, that thing will be done, I think.
Okay.
Hello, Tony.
I would say South Florida might be done in 25 years. At Le Batard Show, put it on the poll. More likely to be finished in 25 years, that bridge or South Florida? Tony, so you are on what floor right now of the lovely and extravagant and luxurious Elser?
Dan, we're on the 13th floor, I believe. It just says pool, so I don't know. They don't have the floor exactly.
We have
but
a
I think we're on the
13th
13th
floor.
or
I
12th
thought
floor.
most places tried to not have 13 floors.
The floor still exists, though.
Yeah.
They just don't call it that.
That always confuses
exactly.
me because we don't want to label it 13, but then I'm not stupid. I know that the floor then that's labeled 14
And you know where you really are.
is actually
Yeah.
13. So
Yeah.
how do we handle that?
Hotels should just have a blank,
Yeah.
empty space.
Yeah.
How does that work? What percentage?
Well, we've got pool and fitness.
What
That's
percentage?
the floor we're on.
Do
Pool
you
and
guys
fitness.
imagine what percentage of hotels actually label it 13 and then don't label it 13 simply because it's unlucky? Because it's totally inconsistent, right? Do you think the majority of hotels will have 13 as the number or won't have 13
I
as the
usually
number?
see in an elevator, it's skipped. 12, 14, and it's wild. Everyone knows where you really are.
Juju, put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Most hotels, do they have a number 13 on the 13th floor or not? Tony, do you have OLIs? What are these? Just NFL observations?
Well, we got every week, Dan, on my top 5 observations from the week, and usually we do have some OLI. I've got 2 OLIs for this week. A lot of football played, and I had a lot of observations for football being played. So you want to start in the OLI? Atlanta, going to surprise a lot of people this year. Defense playing tough. Offense looking good. Bijan Robinson looking good. I like what Atlanta's doing, Dano. What do you think about Atlanta?
Offense doesn't look that great to me, and I believe that what happened in Minnesota is Minnesota's got a quarterback problem, and I don't believe that was because Atlanta's offense looks that good, but we'll see.
That's why that's the OLI. Just a little appetizer to get the conversation going.
And Tony Falcon's Twitter hates
Here's
Zach
OLI number 2.
Robinson. Zach Robinson is getting so much crap online. They hate that offense right now.
Second OLI, is it too early to call Brandon Aubrey the best kicker of all time?
Put it on the poll, please, at
too
Le
early?
Batard Show, Juju. Is it too early to call Brandon Aubrey the
I
best
don't like
kicker
what I'm
of all
doing,
time?
but it's Justin Tucker, clearly.
We talked about Justin Tucker earlier.
Oh, wow.
Is anyone going to be desperate enough to sign him? And we failed to mention he's suspended the first 10 games of the season.
a good point.
However, week 11, people start getting desperate.
How long does Brandon Aubrey have to keep this up to be the best kicker of all time?
Couple years.
10 more years, I think.
Yeah,
10 more years.
More than
10
just a
more
few
years of
games.
65
10 more
At
years.
least a few more games.
10 years and 10 years
guys.
of making everything. And then falling off for his last season, and he can be in that conversation. I'm not going to do this where we forget how incredible Justin Tucker was.
Or Sebastian Janikowski.
Seabass.
Smoking a cigarette on the sidelines. I love that. All right, starting off at number 5, Mike stand up. Cam Ward showing flashes. There's something there with Cam Ward. And I don't love the
Number 1 pick.
37-yard throw across his body. Yeah, number 1 pick. I don't love the 37-yard throw across his body from the 6-yard line, which is a terrible throw somehow or another, across his body, away from kind of like a fadeaway throw, and he still gets it there. There's flashes there, Dano.
You're not allowed to claim you're seeing things other people don't see when it's a number 1 overall pick.
Could be something there.
But again, there's been a lot of number 1 picks as of recent that haven't been good. You called number 1 picks ass.
You can't do
last segment. Did you forget that?
I'm not going to let you do this. You're not allowed to take credit for thinking
you
Cam
called
Ward
Trevor
might
Lawrence
be good.
ass.
Yeah, he's ass.
No, I didn't say Cam Ward might be good. Okay. All right. Okay. Fine. Number 4. Panic meter at 5 right now for Chicago. My internal panic meter's at 5.
What number does
I'm
it
not
go
ready
up
to
to?
go 7 or 8. It goes up to 10. It goes up to 10. So right now I'm like halfway a little worried about what's going on in Chicago. I don't know if Caleb Williams is the answer, guys. I'm a little worried about it, if you want me to be honest. The body language isn't great. There's plays that he makes that are just like, what are you doing? Kind of like the Trevor Lawrence situation. It's like you always try to find a way to lose the game somehow. Caleb Williams, even though he makes great plays, makes some really stupid plays. I'm just like, I'm a little bit worried about the situation over there. Dan, what's your panic meter at for Chicago?
Oh, this is good. I want to know this.
Out of 10, Dan.
8?
Wow.
Yeah, out of 10.
Whoa.
Oof.
Wow. Over 2 games, you're at an 8 already?
I mean, it's not 2 games. It's 2 seasons. It's not 2 games.
I made Tony go.
It's 2 seasons, and if they wanted Caleb Williams to be the solution, they need to not allow 50 points against the Lions.
Good point. But it's only 2 games in of Ben Johnson, right? I feel like I almost trust Ben Johnson more than I do Caleb Williams trying to get things back on track. He made Jared Goff a $200 million quarterback. So that's why I have it at a 5 right now, because Ben Johnson, I still trust him enough to maybe dial things in for Caleb Williams. All right, number 3. A lot of questions here on the Tony's Top 5. Number 3, is it time to have a conversation about Joe Burrow? Time to have a conversation about Joe Burrow.
He gets hit a lot more. He gets hit a lot more than any other quarterback. It made Andrew Luck retire. Andrew Luck was retired Andrew Luck was sacked 50 times fewer during this portion of their careers than Joe Burrow. He's getting hit way too much.
Out of 6 seasons, 3 of them could be potentially season-ending with injuries. So 50% clip of being healthy is not good. I feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had. I don't know if I'm the one to have it. I just feel like somebody maybe needs to have it. So just wanted to put that out there for others.
Thank you.
All right, number 2. Yeah, just food for thought. That's what I do here, food for thought. Something going on in LA. Rams and Chargers are tough. Dan, you said it. Rams are built Ram tough, but the Chargers also seem to be kicking ass. The 2 LA teams that nobody in LA cares about. Dan, you spent a lot of time in LA. You were on the beat for the Chargers a couple years ago, I remember. You were talking to Sedano, I think. What is the vibe right now in LA where all of a sudden your teams are good? Dan, you're second home in LA. What do you think?
Zaslow says that Jim Harbaugh is an all-time great as a coach.
Yeah, it's true. Why would I not say something true?
Their defense, no one can throw downfield on them through 2 games. Like, you have to dump because their corners and their secondary is too good.
And what about the Rams? Ram tough.
The Rams are going to be that for as long as Stafford's there. I'm going, look, man, Stafford in the playoffs is the guy who beat Brady. Stafford is the one who made the throw to Cup to beat. No one. Mahomes couldn't beat Brady at home. Rodgers couldn't beat Brady at home. But Stafford went on the road. Went to Brady and beat Brady.
The grizzled vet, Matthew Stafford. So yeah, LA is going to be a tough out for a lot of teams. What if we have? Ooh, this is devious. What if we have the first LA Super Bowl? Chargers on one side, Rams on the other side, and nobody in LA gives a shit. Wow.
Can't wait to hear Matthew talk about that.
Can you imagine? Yeah, well, you heard it here first in week 2, LA Super Bowl. All right, getting back to number 1. It was a joke at first, but after 10 scoring drives with 0 punts and a 2-0 record beating a tough Broncos team, guys, Danny Dimes putting in position for an MVP run. I don't know what to tell you guys. All I'm saying is he's playing the best football of his entire life. Shane Steichen and them boys playing some tough football. Danny Dimes right now, if you look at certain books, plus 7,500 to be the MVP. Put a couple quid on that. I've already got some locked in. I'm very excited for the Danny Dimes train. Dan, How long do you have to see it for it to be real? 2 games not enough, of course. What's the week where you're like, all right, it's for real? 10, 11, 12?
I'm going to stop you real quick because I don't think anybody would be saying this right now if a Bronco hadn't jumped off sides at the end of that game and the Colts were just 1-1.
Okay. Okay, well, sure. But that's not the point we're at, right?
No.
It's the point he's at 2-0. He hasn't punted yet.
Right. I will not believe Daniel Jones is an MVP until 7 or 8 seasons after he's won the MVP. Tony, thank you for joining us from a space of freedom. We appreciate it.
Tony's Top 5 is presented by Smirnoff, the official vodka sponsor of the National Football League. Smirnoff, please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Vodka, 40% alcohol by volume.
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find yours Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. It's football season. That means I'm going to be traveling to watch some quarterbacks I love in the NFL. I got my eyes on Tennessee. I got my eyes on Tampa. They're not where I'm from. I got to go to them. Thankfully, there's an app that can help me go to these unfamiliar markets, navigate these stadiums, and come away with the very best deal. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to football fans. It's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included. See what you pay at checkout. No surprises. It's huge. Zone deals, favorites, panoramic seat views, the low price guarantee, and again, the best customer service policy, the most flexible in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
You know what nobody tells you about being a new dad? It's not just the diapers and the wipes, that's obvious. It's the hidden stuff, the baby swing after we already purchased the other baby swing, the bouncer, the pack and play, the 20 different bottles because apparently my kid hates every single one except the most expensive one, which is the glass, by the way. Don't get me started on late food delivery orders with my wife, and me too tired to even look or cook or think about food. I'm staring at my bank account like, where did it all go? That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's like a financial tool belt for everyone, not just dads. You link all your accounts, your credit cards, investments, even the old stuff from jobs you forgot about, and it lays out in a way that even a sleep-deprived parent like me can actually understand. Normally, money talks are stressful, but with Monarch, we can track everything together, set goals, and actually feel like we're on the same team. Less stress, more clarity, and finally, a plan for our daughter's future. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code Dan at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code Dan.
Dan Le Batard.
No one else here is willing to do a Trump or a Biden.
That's not true, Dan.
Okay, Tony, you can catch
Man
up.
of 1,000 impersonations. That's not bad, man.
Finally.
Not terrible. Pretty good.
Stugotz.
Yours is terrible. You just got to get a little redder, a little pinker. You're right there, man.
Yours is not. You're Biden.
What do you mean?
Oh, his is good,
That's
Dan.
actually not
His
bad.
is good.
Not terrible.
That's not terrible.
We got to come together.
A little southern
Little
twang
Bush.
there.
A little George Bush in that one.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
What's up?
Today is the 30th birthday for.
I'm not pushing it.
I'll push it. I got it. But I'm just laughing at your
What's
reading.
up?
I'm just laughing at your reading in general. But
Oh, he stumbled over a word.
a couple
I wish
of
you
words,
guys could
but
have like the director's cut of Chris
I
Cody cursing.
see you shouting F-bombs when you read. Today is the 30th birthday for Patrick Mahomes.
Happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
I should also mention that he has the most TD passes, wins, playoff wins, and is tied for the most Super Bowl wins before turning 30. And
it's a good career before it ended this season.
Impressive. I don't think he's going to age like Brady, though.
Is he a Hall of Famer already?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You guys are doing a funny thing, though, because when Patrick Mahomes lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and it was obvious, oh, look, his offensive linemen, they're all out. And now he's got to run loop-de-loops in circles because they're going to get crushed because he doesn't have all of his players. That was something that Patrick Mahomes rightly shouldn't have been blamed for that game. What Patrick Mahomes is enduring right now is very nice, Mike, that you all defend him when he's responsible for all the winning, but isn't responsible for any of the losing. That's a good position to be in.
That's right, and he's earned it. I'm sorry, why are we doing this? Like, if there's one dude that's deserved, like, hey, hold on, let's not write this dude off. And I know maybe you were feeling a little cocky because you were so right about writing off Tom Brady 7 years before he retired. But Patrick Mahomes deserves a level of respect.
How about you not do the absolutism? I'm not writing him off. I'm simply saying that what they were at offense, the pleasure they were, bringing us out of the Brock Osweiler age of everyone's throwing 5-yard slants and outs, and that's how we're doing it. The whole league is plagued by it right now. Every quarterback in the league is afraid to throw the ball downfield. I just watched a Monday night game where Geno Smith was more incompetent down the field than a quarterback has ever been. He had a dozen throws down the field, more than 10 yards. 2 of them were intercepted. All of the others were incomplete.
That doesn't mean he was afraid to throw it down the field.
I'm not saying Mahomes is afraid to throw it down the field. I'm just saying he's not throwing it down the field. He did it twice in the last game. Missed a receiver, a nobody receiver, obviously a nobody receiver. Missed him down the field by 10 yards. I know he wants to do it, but what I'm saying is there are limitations that are keeping him from being able to do it.
And I agree. And the limitations are his 2 receivers being out. Rashee Rice has basically been out 2 seasons at this point.
It's a weird way to celebrate his birthday.
It is weird.
Happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think you could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo.